welcome to another episode of the Mad Fantasy Football Podcast with your hosts, Begley, Goni, and Wayne.
What is up, Mad Mob Week 7 preview? I always got to think before I say it because I always mess up review and preview. Anyways, boys, 6 weeks down. Over a third exactly through this season. That's crazy. Time's flying.
Flies by, man.
Yeah, we wait so long for this, so long throughout the year in the off season, and when it's here, it just flies by. I love it though.
Flies by. Word of warning to you all. I went to Keeneland today, bet on some ponies, and left with more money than I went with. So be scared if either of you all are brave enough to make any doinks with me this week. DFS, it's already in the bag. I'm sorry. Lady Luck is shining bright on me this week.
You left with money in the pocket and a belly full of food and drink?
I did.
Wow.
I was very gluttonous.
That's a winning gambling day. Anytime out.
Yeah, whenever I go to a casino or anything, that money that I'm going with, I'm just assuming it's gone.
Yeah.
So if I even come back even, I'm a winner in my mind.
Goni, are you a bourbon guy?
Not too much, but I'll enjoy it with the boys whenever it's presented.
That's the Kentucky special right there, the ponies and bourbon.
Yeah.
Mint juleps.
Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, I never got the fad with those either, but that's the drink of the Derby, man.
Gross. Overrated.
You know what? I agree. I don't need to put a doink on it. Gentlemen, let's jump right into the Week 7 preview. Kind of a sad week for me. I'll go ahead and let you all know. 2 teams on a bye. Unfortunately, those 2 teams are good teams. The NFL is very average this year. It's really hard to make picks. You have like a very few teams that are studs, and then a very few teams that suck. But that middle pack of just teams that can lose to anybody or beat anybody, I think is bigger this year than it's ever been. So Bills, Rams, Vikings, Eagles on a bye this week. Let's jump straight into the Thursday night game. We got the Saints and the Cardinals. Saints +2. The over-under is 44. D-Hop's triumphant return to football after a 6-game suspension. And will Robbie Anderson be suiting up this week? Does anybody know? Have you confirmed or denied that, Gone?
I have not. I'll give it a look real quick while you guys jump into your picks.
I don't know why the Cardinals are favored in any game right now with the way they look. And D-Hop's got a tough return getting Marshawn Lattimore, game 1. I like the Saints to +2. I'm assuming Olave's playing, but I think the star of the show for the Saints is Alvin Kamara.
Robbie Anderson will be very limited. It is a Thursday night game. They're going to kind of ease him in, with his first snaps into the offense, getting acclimated. So take that for what it's worth. I wouldn't play him personally. I know some guys might have went out and grabbed him off waivers, but no go. I'm going to take the Cardinals this week. I think this is the spark that the offense needs. I don't think Kyler Murray's been great this year. He's still a QB1 by all accounts. It's just the offense hasn't looked great. Give me the under, though.
Yep, give me the under. I'm going to take the Cards as well. Kyler Murray's a different quarterback when he's got D-Hop. It's simple. I mean, his production shoots through the roof whenever he's got the best hands in the NFL running routes for him. Give me the under as well. I don't see a ton of scoring here, at least not for 44. Again, it's been like a super average year. The under, I think, has won out the vast majority of the time so far. So I'm not buying the high anymore, especially after this Chiefs-Bills games last week hit the under.
Yeah, who are we playing? I'm sorry. I just have one question for you. I know we kind of ran through it. Benjamin. Do you play him this week, boys? James Conner is going to be a game-time decision. Do you monitor it and throw Eno in if you need him?
Yes.
I monitor because if James Conner is on a snap count, then it's going to be enough for him. I feel like they're excited to get D Hop back, so this one's going to be an air raid for them.
Yeah, I'm going to say if you have a pivot option, I would probably pivot off of Eno Benjamin. Sometimes you got to play him. I've been down to the nitty gritty last week, but I would stay away if I was you guys.
Yep. The first 1:00 game, we got a divisional matchup. Browns at Ravens. Ravens -6. Okay, I thought it said Ravens +6 for a little bit. Ravens -6. The over/under is at 45.5.
Give me the Browns +6. Give me the over. I think this is a little bit of an overcorrection on the market compared to how Baltimore looked. I'm sorry, how the Browns looked last week. I love Nick Chubb. I like Kareem Hunt in this one. I mean, how can you bet against Amari Cooper right now, Goni?
Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters. That's the only thing for me. You're gonna play him. I'm gonna play him if I have him. I don't have him anywhere, but I would. He's just been pretty good this year. What Ravens receiver do we play? Rashad Bateman is limited. If he practices for the rest of the week, he will be suiting up for his first action since I believe it was week 4. Do you play him? That's actually the question. Do you play Bateman if he's good to go? Yes or no?
I don't.
In a 2-flex league, he'd be my second flex.
That's fair. Yeah, I'd be with that as well. If you have one flex, I'd probably wait on Rashad Bateman. Let him get a game in there. Kenyon Drake. Do you play Kenyon Drake?
As much as it makes me feel gross, I'm to the point where I think I'll play him.
I like him over Eno Benjamin.
That's perfect, actually. We'll see. Monitor J.K. Dobbins' knee, surgically repaired knee that tightened up on him last week. I like Kenyon Drake as well if you need him in a flex spot. Give me the Ravens. Give me the under. Lamar just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I sent a stat over to you guys before the podcast, and it said that Lamar Jackson in the fourth quarter has a worse QBR than Justin Fields.
That's pretty bad.
The Ravens, I saw a stat. So we're 6 weeks in. They've lost 3 games where they led by double digits in the second half. They've led by double digits in the second half, and they've lost 3 games. I agree with you. I'm going Ravens. I'm going under. I don't remember if you took over under. I'm taking the under.
Under.
But I think the Ravens, just because this is a divisional matchup, they don't let that happen.
Yeah, just to follow up to that, Lamar, 12 of his 13 touchdown passes come in the first 3 quarters. And then on the flip side of that, 4 of his 6 interceptions have occurred in the fourth quarter alone. So his QBR in the first 3 quarters is better than Jalen Hurts right now, who's an MVP candidate. And like I said, his QBR in the fourth quarter is worse than Justin Fields, and we all know how bad he is, especially Beggs.
Awful.
All right. Next up, I'm done. I'm not saying it anymore. I'm not hyping it up.
Game of the week.
We got the Bucks at Panthers. Bucks. I couldn't tell you why. I wouldn't take this line against a Pop Warner team. Bucks -11. Over under set at 40.5. Guys, give me the Panthers plus and give me the over just because I think that the defenses get shredded. I mean, the Bucks defense is good, but and they historically do well against CMC. I just don't know. They just don't. After what the Steelers did, defense just did not look good. We know the Panthers are going to be able to stop the Bucks. This is one of the few games where I'm really pounding the over. I probably wouldn't take the spread here because it's my team and whatever I bet on the spread is going to go awry. So, yeah, I'll probably just take the over on this one. And if I had to, I would take the Panthers +11. Bucks to win, Panthers +11.
I love the Bucks. I'm not going to bet against Tom Brady off a loss. I don't bet against Greg Popovich in the playoffs. And I don't bet against a Bob Baffert horse. 3 things I live by in the gambling world. Wayne knows all about it. I think Tampa puts 5 scores on the board. I know we said it last week, but I trust in the GOAT.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Panthers as well, man. This just seems like one of those games where Tom Brady's gonna come out with a fury and drop 5 touchdowns on him, like Begg said. But it's a divisional game. It's a very low over under. Give me the plus 11.5. Give me the under on that also. I only play CMC for the Panthers. No one else. Sorry, DJ Moore, you got to sit. You're borderline droppable in redrafts.
I benched him myself. The league that I have DJ Moore in, I also have D Hop. So
yeah, you're playing your Buccaneers. As mentioned in the waiver wire show, K. Dotton, I think he's the rookie tight end for the Bucs. If you don't know who he is, I think he's a good streaming tight end this week that should be out there.
Yeah, he's earning a lot of he blocks. So that's earning him some receiving work. He's a great blocker. And Lord have mercy, if you saw Tom Brady going off on the sideline, that's literally all the man wants is just a decent block.
That's it. And his wife back.
Oh, ouch. Unsolicited
Man.
shots at the GOAT.
I've been there.
Moving on. We got the Falcons at Bengals. Bengals -6. Over under set at 47.5.
Give me the Bengals. I think this line should be closer to 8 or 9. Again, I think it's a little bit of a market shift with how the Falcons beat the Niners last week. I like every Bengal I've got, including Hayden Hurst, including Tyler Boyd. I don't know that I like any Falcons player this week. Maybe Mariota as a streamer.
There was 100 guys out on the 49ers defense last week. I mean, they still should have won. Don't get me wrong, they are the better team, but they had like a lot of their defense.
I think
out.
they only had 2 starters, 2 beginning of the year starters playing.
Yeah, I don't know what's in the water in San Fran, but these guys can't ever stay healthy on either side of the ball, really. But yeah, I don't know. Give me the Bengals. I feel like this should be a layup for them for the most part. You're firing up all your Bengals. T. Higgins going to be healthy this week. He's going to be in the game. I expect another big game out of Jamar Chase. And then on the Falcons side, I'd fire up Drake London in a flex. I don't think I'd play Algier. I don't think I'd play Huntley either. You're kind of picking your poison on that one. They're going to get a bunch of carries, and they're going to run for 2.5 yards until they run into the back of their linemen and fall down.
Drake London or Tyler Boyd, Wayne?
Drake London. I'm taking
Drake London or Rashad Bateman. Sorry, Wayne.
London.
Drake London.
Okay.
I'm not super high on London this week by any means. I think if you get 10 points out of him, you should be happy. Give me the Bengals, and against better judgment, I think I want the over in this one. I think this one's just going to be 2 defenses beating their head against the wall. I think Joe Burrow scores quickly, and I think that just gives the Falcons more opportunities to score. I don't necessarily think that their offense is one that's necessarily difficult to stop. I just think that the Bengals are going to score so fast that the Falcons will have more opportunities to score. But I'm with you. You start Kyle Pitts. He found pay dirt last week. And you're not happy about Drake London. But in a deep flex, you got to do what you got to do. That's where I'm at. All right. Next game, we've got the Detroit Lions coming off of a bye week in Dallas. We got Dallas -7. This is the week, the triumphant return of Dak Prescott, correct?
Supposedly.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me the Detroit Lions +7. Give me the under. The over-under is 49. Give me the under. I don't start Gallup.
Wow.
I start CD. I want to start Dalton Schultz this week.
If he plays.
If he plays, he's supposed to play.
I'm starting both Zeke and Pollard this week.
That's what I was about to ask you.
Yes, smash play for both of them if you have them.
I like Gallup. If Dalton Schultz is out, I like Jake Ferguson too. I think he's going to be legit. He's a dude.
If
Give
he's
me
out,
Dallas.
yep.
Give me Dallas. Give me the under. The way Dallas is playing this year, I'm not betting any Dallas overs. They're grinding the game down. Goni, I agree with you. Both backs viable.
I'm going Lions. I'm going under also. You're firing up Amon-Ra, of course. DeAndre Swift. You're going to fire up DeAndre Swift. He's looking like he's going to play. I think if you have him, you've been waiting for this moment. With that being said, probably fire up Jamal Williams also if you have him in a flex.
No. Avoid.
Avoid, huh?
You're talking about the best defense in football, Goni.
I will say the only reason I'm coming off Michael Gallup this week is because the Lions are coming off a bye. Because the Lions aren't good against the pass. This is one of the few teams that Dallas probably wants to see right now with the return of Dak.
Yes.
Absolutely, man.
They're coming off a bye. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to hone in a little bit and play a little bit better than they normally do. And I don't think they're good enough to stop CeeDee Lamb. I think they can be good enough to stop Michael Gallup burning them downfield, but we'll see. I don't hate the Michael Gallup play this week. And again, I'll reiterate, if they weren't coming off a bye, I would smash Michael Gallup. That's my only thing. I don't know if you all are of like mind.
Let me give you guys a futures bet that I like. Let's say the Lions get Bryce Young in the draft. Jameson Williams, Bryce Young, Swift, Amon-Ra. I think that's an NFC Championship kind of team next year.
I don't see their. I know they just got Aiden Hutchinson. They just got some secondary work to do before I think they're winning any championships.
Their O-line is very good. Their O-line is awesome. So you're putting these playmakers around. Jared Goff has been playing actually pretty decent football, but you could do better. So yeah, Beggs. You might be right on the 2-year plan here.
Yep, I don't hate it. Next game, we got the Giants at the Jags. The Jags -3, so essentially a pick 'em. It's in Jacksonville. Over under set at 42.
This one really confuses me. I'm gonna go New York. I'm gonna ride the hot hand. Give me the points. I think there's 3 fantasy guys I like in this game. I like ETN, I like Barkley, and I like Wan'Dale Robinson. They'll be in my DFS lineup this week.
Wan'Dale was on the waiver wire show. I like him. I like him as well. I'm going to take the Giants, and it's solely because this is a CTFL head-to-head matchup between Beggs and myself, and he is just destroying us, and I don't expect it to change. So give me the G-Men. Tippity-cap. Tippity-cap.
Tippity-cap.
So, yeah, give me the G-Men. Give me the over on it. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't like any other wide receivers. I think Evan Ingram is a play in case of emergency kind of guy. If you need to, he's been getting some targets. Revenge game.
Evan Ingram, revenge. Goni, Bateman, I'm sorry, Drake London or Christian Kirk?
Christian Kirk.
Okay.
Christian Kirk.
Wayne, T. Higgins or Christian Kirk?
T. Let me make my pick on this one, gentlemen. Give me the Jags.
Wow. I like it.
The Jags have lost some close ones. The Giants have had to come back to win 3 of their 5 games. They've absolutely just been they come out just trudging through molasses. The Jags they've lost some close games. They could very easily be 3-3, 4-2 right now. Jags don't have a great secondary, but they have a pretty good second level, pretty good rush defense, and that's what the Giants do. The Giants don't pass. They rush the ball. I think that the Jags passing it is going to win this game against the Giants rushing it. It's my I don't love it. I'm taking the under, but this is just one of those games. I just feel like Vegas is aliens here. They're taking a what are the Jags 2-4? They're taking a 2-4 team over a 5-1 team. Vegas is aliens. Give me the Jags, and I don't want any part of the Jags backfield. I'm done with it. ETN had a decent game. Robinson, whatever. I don't want anybody on the Jags personally. I'd prefer not to start Christian Kirk. If you remember, he had before he scored this past week, he had 2 abysmal weeks. So I just don't know what to expect from him. The Giants, you're obviously firing up Saquon, but I don't like any of your receivers. Wandale looked good. I'm just not sure. I don't hate him as a play this week because, like I said, the Jags' pass defense isn't great. That's where I'm at with that.
I agree. I'm with you.
Next game, Colts at Titans. Colts -2.5. No, Titans -2.5. Sorry. Whoa. Titans -2.5. Over under at 42.5. Titans just had a bye week.
Are the Titans the most forgettable team in football? Like, does anybody care?
It's just so different from last year where everyone felt good about him because they lost King Henry for the majority of the year. Actually, I think he got 8 games in or so. And then they went ahead and they got the number 1 seed in the AFC and then lost immediately. But
that's what I mean. Like, did anybody care that they lost early, if they flamed out as a 1? It felt expected almost.
It did feel expected. It is what it is, man. I don't know.
I like the Titans in this one. Again, I'm going to fade the Colts. That's how their offense looks. Although I will say, outside of Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor, if he plays, is Michael Pittman the only other weapon we're putting in our lineup here?
Alec Pierce.
You going with Alec Pierce? Okay.
Throw Alec Pierce in there if you're in need of a flex play. He was on the waiver show. I like him. He's been getting steady targets. He's been increasing his target share every week. He's guy in a pinch. I don't roll with any of the cluster of tight ends that the Colts tend to roll with. It could be a Mo Alley game. It could be a Granson game. It could be nobody's game, really. So, yeah, give me the Colts. Or I'm sorry, give me the Titans. And Derrick Henry's going to run for 100 yards and a touchdown, bare minimum. Again, he did it. They just played a couple weeks ago in Week 4. He went for 114 yards and a touchdown, and then he had 5 targets, career high.
Weird.
Not career high, but you know.
We got the hyperbole, and it's appreciated. Give me. This is so weird after the Colts finally found their offense last week. This is a tough one for me. Give me the Titans coming off a bye. Yeah, so I think I feel stupid taking the over, but give me the over. I'll fall victim to that week in and week out, apparently, just taking nothing but overs. Boys, is this the week we see Jonathan Taylor return to form?
I'm gonna lay the odds and say yeah on this one, but I don't know. It doesn't matter if he's in my lineup. I'm playing that sucker.
Yeah, it's brutal.
No, I don't think he returns to form. You have to play him if you have him. I mean, like I said, they played each other in Week 4. The man was on the field for 88% of the snaps. He went 20 carries for 42 yards. Ugh.
Over under 10 points.
Over.
Under. I think under.
Give me a doink. Give me a doink.
No, I'm not putting a doink on that. It's Jonathan Taylor, dude. It's just it's hard for me to say that, obviously. I'm taking
12.
one of the premier running backs. No, I'm not going to put a doink regardless on Jonathan Taylor on such a low
20.
total. I'm just making a gut call. Yeah, okay.
Nah, I'm out. Just trying to see where you're at, man.
Hang on. I got a doink. Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor?
Derrick Henry.
Wayne, could I entice you to take a Jonathan Taylor?
Absolutely not. Derrick Henry's going to shred them.
I wouldn't have dropped that stat line right there if I was going to take Jonathan Taylor and know that there was doinks involved.
Wayne likes Taylor.
I appreciate the effort. No, I mean everyone likes Taylor. If you drafted him and you were the number one pick, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's all I got for you. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's all they need to be told, and their team is probably sorry as well. Anything else on this one?
No, man.
Nah, get out of here.
Onward. It's the last game, last 1 o'clock. I can't remember if we do the CTFL on the week review, right? I can't. Yeah, we did. I know we did. I always forget if we did the CTFL in the first slate of 1 o'clock games or if we did it in the review, but I think we're doing it in the review. I digress. The last 1 o'clock game, we've got the Packers at the Commanders. Packers -5, over under at 41.5. Heineke under center, by the way.
I'll be honest. I'm going to take Washington. I don't have any faith in Green Bay from a fantasy standpoint or a real life standpoint anymore. Washington has a good pass rush. Chase Young should be playing, which will help. I'm playing Aaron Jones, but I'm sitting A.J. Dillon this week, and I don't know which receiver to play in Green Bay, if any.
Yeah, I'm going to take Green Bay, though. I think this is a get-right game for them. They've been hurting. They just lost to both New York teams, I believe, over the past 2 weeks.
Yep.
Robert Tonyan finally, been calling for it for 6 weeks now. Robert Tonyan finally had a game. 10 receptions, 90 yards. It was much better in full PPR. But if you're in a half, you're not going to hate it. It's probably a tight end one finish for the week because tight ends are so terrible. Give me the over. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that Brian Robinson actually might be a good play this week.
I would play Brian Robinson. Dude. I'm firing him all the way up.
He's in every lineup. Put him in your lineup.
Gibson's sitting all the way on your bench.
Yep.
I mean, right now it's kind of bad. He's reduced to nearly droppable. He's just a handcuff anymore at this point. I actually dropped him in one of my redraft leagues. And if you had to take a guy, I think Randall Cobb might be out this week. Who's going to be the guy for Green Bay?
I always default to Alan Lazard.
I default to Romeo Doubs because he gets the targets.
Yeah, I'm probably in there with Lazard as well. Romeo Doubs, man, he had like those 2 good games, and then really he's only had 29 yards and 21 yards after that. He's had 5 and 9 targets respectively over those 2 games. Lazard's kind of catching his stride right now, or finding his stride rather. He's seen 8 or more targets in the last 3 games. He's scored a touchdown in the last 2. He's got to be the guy, I think.
Travis Etienne or Brian Robinson?
Brian Robinson this week. 100%.
Brian Robinson. Yep.
AJ Dillon or Brian Robinson?
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson.
Etienne or AJ Dillon?
Etienne.
AJ Dillon or Dontrell Hilliard from the Titans?
You're dying for us to say AJ Dillon, man.
That's an honest question, dude.
You're dying for okay, Goney or AJ Dillon? I'll take AJ Dillon. Does that make you happy, man?
We got there.
AJ Dillon's not starting in anybody's lineup. Don't start AJ Dillon. If you're starting AJ Dillon, you lost this week. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got it. We have to see it first. We have to see it first.
You were dead wrong on AJ Dillon, man. Just you made that throw and now sit on it.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him a top 24 guy. I did.
There's still time, but it'll probably have to come at the expense of Aaron Jones now, the way it's looking, for that to, come to fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boys, that's the 1 o'clock game. We absolutely speed ran this episode. Half hour.
Short and sweet. Half
for
hour. The people.
Any closing thoughts on the 1 o'clock slate of games? We're not in Europe this week again.
Honestly, just it was all a blur, but thinking back on it, it just sounded like a whole slate of turds this week.
I'm telling you, it's sad. And that's why I started with my monologue of just a lot of average teams and not a lot of good teams. That's why it's so sad not having the Bills or Eagles playing this week. It takes it takes the juice. It takes the juice out of the weekly matchups. Not having two stud teams like that when there's 3 stud teams this year, 4 maybe.
Yeah, in total. And we were blessed last week. They gave us Bills Chiefs, so now they have to follow it up with a bunch of dumpster fire games.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are playing.
Boo.
Yeah, dumpster fire games. All right, we will see you all tomorrow morning, bright and early, to take care of the rest of these games and go over our DFS lineups. Mad Mob, Lady Luck for MVP.